Tonight's conversation is going to make some people uncomfortable, and that's exactly the point. Because at some point in your life, you're going to start changing. You're going to start saying no. You're going to start pulling back. You're going to stop over explaining. You're going to stop being available on demand. And suddenly, people who were comfortable with the old version of you start acting like you betrayed them. But here's the truth nobody likes to say out loud. Some people don't miss you, they miss having access to you. They miss the version of you that didn't have boundaries, the version of you that overgave, overextended, overexplained, and overcompensated. So tonight we're asking, when you start protecting your peace, why does it feel like you're the one doing something wrong? And more importantly, who really benefits when you have no boundaries? Good day. Happy Sunday. Hello, Miss Symphony. How are you?
Hey Rhythm, I'm good. How you doing?
I am overall well. Overall well. Doing good. Had a good week.
Overall, I
Nice
like
and
that. I like overall well.
overall nice and relaxing weekend. I'm not saying that I'm ready to jump right back into work, but at least I will have relaxed this weekend before
Yeah,
returning tomorrow. How was your weekend?
it was great, amazing, nothing short of incredible.
I like it. I like it.
Nothing
I
short
like
of incredible. I bebopped around Austin this weekend, probably like
it.
Thursday and Friday. Saturday was more relaxing, more lounging, relaxing. Went out a couple of times, made a couple of store runs, but for the most part, we had a pretty engaging but relaxing weekend. Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. We are not smoking today. I think we're going to get up after this recording and go find us something to smoke on. But
Absolutely.
God bless it all. We are talking boundaries today, people, and the folks who I'm not going to say they feel betrayed by them.
Hmm.
I'm going to say that they don't respect them. I think that is the more accurate view
Yeah, yeah.
of
Sometimes
how they feel.
sometimes boundaries are hard for um it's a hard pill to swallow for people who have benefited from you not having
Yeah,
boundaries.
absolutely.
So
I've never met an inch that didn't want to take a yard. With
yeah.
that being said, we have two lovely guests today, and I'm gonna bring them to the stage now. We are joined by D. Cherie, is what I'm calling. Hey D, how are you?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm great. Fantastic.
Thank you so
Welcome,
much.
Donna.
Thank you. Thank you, Symphony Donna.
Listen, y'all, I asked Donna probably a year ago. I said, D, join me for a podcast. She said, oh no, Rhythm, I don't think I'm ready just yet. So when I reached out to her this previous week, I'm like, I know my friend gonna tell me no. I know she gonna tell me no. And not, and look at us now. I love to see it. D, you know it's gonna be somebody watching this show in 2026 that's gonna be like, oh, they still I
Absolutely. We
ain't even
ready. We are ready. Yep.
absolutely. Hello, Nubia. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome,
Nubia.
welcome to Ashes and Influence. Nubia was actually featured in our very first episode of
All
Ashes
right.
and Influence, and we've been trying to get it back ever since. So I am happy. Your face. She would got that lip bar. She would got that lip bar symphony.
I love my lip bar.
Yeah,
God,
Black owned company. Hey, hey, hey.
it
Yes,
kills.
as you should. As you should.
right.
Yeah. So I'm in the news this week, and a story pops up in my feed Thursday. First of all, let me say my body, my choice, and I stand on that. And I probably, under the circumstances, I can't say that I would have done anything differently than this young lady did. In Georgia, became pregnant. About that 20-24 week mark is when they start doing all sorts of ultrasounds and testings and genetic things. And, she found out that she was going to give birth to a sickly baby, one who may not have lived more than a few hours past
Mm.
their birth. So at 20, I think 22 weeks was uh, where she was. And she went outside of Georgia because it's abortion is illegal in most of the United States, which is wild to say. Like I said it
Mhm.
out loud,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
everything in here filled in.
yeah.
But she found an abortion pill. The pregnancy was, terminated, and she now finds herself charged and arrested and charged for murder.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't know what
That's
degree
gruesome.
it wasn't manslaughter, because if it was manslaughter, it would have said manslaughter.
Yeah,
Um,
it just says charged with
m-
murder,
Murder.
Wow.
taking an abortion pill.
I can't say, like I said at the beginning of my opening, I don't know that I would have made a different choice. Like you, we are very aware of our limits, or when you are very aware of your limits and what you can handle and what you can stand to do,
Mhm.
if raising a sick baby or losing a child at birth was something that she could not handle, I don't even know why this government all up in our business. I don't know why. I don't know why. Thoughts,
I don't
anyone?
know about her handling how she handled the situation, if I would agree with, and I don't have to agree because it is her body, her choice. But when I think about the fact that if you thought something was gonna, if they told you um, that something was gonna be wrong with the baby, that the baby possibly would not live or it would live with a disability or whatever, um, abortion is not the only option. I mean, you already carried the baby 6 months. You've already carried the baby 6 months. This is not a genetic test that was done at 5 weeks, 4 weeks, and they told you, oh, and you don't want to carry this baby for the next 6 months or the next 9 months or whatever the case may be. I think it was a little different. It hit me different when you said it because you've already carried it for 6 months. Even if the
Mm,
baby is going to die, um,
Exactly.
even if the baby is going to die at birth, what's the difference? It died anyway.
Yeah.
Whether you give birth to it
She
now
she
and it
had to
dies,
push that out. Yeah.
or
She
giving to
yeah.
birth,
Yeah.
and let nature just take its course. At least if you had waited, you wouldn't be being charged with murder right now. So, like, what
yeah,
is 3 more months to go ahead and carry this baby, even if it's going to pass away? That gives you, and I hate to sound so critical, but that at least gives you the 3 months to get accustomed to the idea, if you could ever get accustomed to the idea that this baby is not going to make it or this baby is not going to live. Even if the baby is born with a disability, you have the option to put the baby up for adoption or, something like that. But you would not be charged with murder, you know.
yeah.
So that's my thing is now 2 lives are lost. She going to prison and she still lost her baby.
I
Yeah,
just
I agree. I mean, it does change, just the scenario, knowing that it was, sickly, or the possibility of death within hours. But to your point, Symphony, like 6 months,
Yeah.
you felt something
Yeah.
after taking that pill. You felt something. You will feel something for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree. I mean, and
So
again, I am not being judgmental at all. I
at
agree
all. Right.
at
I don't know
all.
what I would done in that situation, but
Exactly.
I'm
Me
just saying,
either.
like,
Me
for
either.
her, you wouldn't be facing murder charges. What's your thoughts, Nubia?
Well, So when did she find out that the child was something was wrong with the baby?
At her
Like
6 month
something like,
Six
checkup.
months.
yeah,
At
at
the
her six
6 month mark?
Mhm.
And so I'm kind of mixed on this
Yeah.
because knowing what I know about Georgia and their availability for prenatal health care,
Ooh.
um, there's a lot of nuance to this that we may not be aware of, but I am very my body, my choice. And I hate that now that they've passed such restrictive abortion ban laws. So in Georgia, 6 weeks, you have to either abort your kid at 6 weeks.
Right.
Once there's a heartbeat, that it's too late. And most
Right.
women don't know until they're 6 to 8, maybe
Mhm.
20 weeks pregnant. Some of us. Um, and so given that, I get this lady might felt like she was in dire straits because one, people talk a lot about birthing a baby, but there's no funding for programs to help with those children once they get
Talk
here.
your shit, Nubia.
Um, there's no we say adoption, but some people don't want the heartache of somebody that shares their DNA out there floating in the world and they don't know where they are. And say what you will about pre-planning and all of that stuff and prevention, but um when you take into account that also African American children are least likely to be adopted, and then on top of that, you have a child with a medical disability, the kid is more than likely going to sit in foster care or
Mm.
be awarded a state. So I don't condone what she did, but I feel like there may be some nuance where she didn't feel like she had a lot of options. Even if we go to that case, I forgot the young lady's name where they basically made her incubator and she was dead.
And
Baby Chance,
still
he's
carrying that
still in the
baby.
hospital.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's still in the hospital, and now his extended family is stuck with the medical bills that have totaled over $1 million.
Wow.
The last time I read up on the story, but yet that child is in the hospital and they have no rights over his care or what goes on with him. But they're also being foot with the medical bill. And I just think that is unfair. If we're
Mhm.
not going to set up programs, funding, institutions, and all these programs, social programs to help those who have unwanted pregnancies, then why are you fighting so hard to get people here when you're just going to starve them or mistreat them or leave them as forgotten citizens once
Foster care
they
system
are here?
overwhelmed.
Right.
Foster
Right.
care system
Mhm.
So
overwhelmed. Social work system
Yeah.
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
yes. So when I look at cases like that and I go to that area's social programs, you're pro-birth, you're not pro-life, because if you were pro-life you would feed kids, you would feed the children and the school system. You wouldn't care about kids getting free lunch. Who takes free lunch away from a
Right.
kid?
Right.
Like,
Right.
you would fund programs after school so moms can work,
Mhm.
um because you would fight to pay people a living wage, because minimum wage is still $7.25.
Yes, it
And
is.
and
65.
people like McDonald's or Walmart, and I used to work at Walmart, where they go, oh, we pay above minimum wage and it's $10 an hour.
Right.
Who
Mm.
lives on $10 an hour?
It's
Right.
not a living wage. It's above
No,
minimum wage, but it's not a
but it's not
living.
living. Absolutely.
So
Right.
if we want
So
to do all these restrictive laws, I feel like also they should let's start doing things to make it livable and for a person to have a child.
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely agree with that, Alexis. And I wouldn't have been able to say it more eloquently and beautifully than you
Yes.
did. So thank you so much for that. So, and during this National Women's History Month or Women's History Month, we're dealing with this. And if this woman goes to jail,
Mhm.
what's next? What's next for women?
Oh,
What is
yeah.
next?
Right.
I think it's going to set a real dangerous precedent for prosecuting women for birth outcomes. Um, Even though this particular case, it seems like she took the medicine on purpose. Um, how many people have been given? I know I've been given things or told to take things by a doctor when I was pregnant, and then I had to remind that doctor that I was pregnant. Well, what about the people that
Mm.
just do? I'm like,
What the
I don't
doctor
think I'm
said.
supposed to take that. I'm 25 weeks pregnant. Oh, you
Right.
are? You didn't read my chart. Get out. But what if I had not been an informed person about some of the medicines I'm not supposed to take as a pregnant person? And now I come back to the hospital miscarrying,
Mm.
and I get blamed for that. I did
Because
what
I took the
I
medicine.
took what the doctor told me to take.
Mhm.
um you could fall and miscarry. You could, I mean, they say Tylenol is safe, but at any to given time anybody can have a adverse or abnormal reaction to a medicine they take all the time. It's just pregnancy itself is such a fragile thing. um and I hate that they want to criminalize women bodies doing what it naturally does when their pregnancy is not
Mm.
viable.
Right.
Very,
Mhm.
very slippery slope.
Mhm.
Right.
Very
Mhm.
slope. There is a television program that comes on Hulu. And since I started watching it, it's 6 seasons, and I think I'm going to get one more season this year, probably in a couple weeks. The Handmaid's Tale.
Mm-hmm.
I said often in my watching of that show, we are like
Oh,
Mhm.
absolutely.
a
Mhm.
stone throw away from
Absolutely.
being.
I would
I'm
say
gonna be
we're
honest.
there.
Because I
Say it
can look
again.
at,
She said
I
we're
We're
there.
We're
there.
yeah, we're
there.
there.
We're
and
We're
absolutely
there.
there.
and they're not advertising we're there, but we're there because
Yeah.
Mhm.
they're already shutting borders. They're already, some states are already passing laws
Mhm.
that if you're pregnant, you can't cross the state line within the United States. We're not talking about, oh, you
And
can't
and
fly.
and
Mexico. Mexico.
Mexico or
You
Canada.
can't go.
right,
You can't go to
right.
New Mexico. You can't go to New Mexico if you live
Mhm.
in Texas.
And trying
And
to
that
come up
that
with laws that infringe upon our voting rights as women,
Mhm.
making it where you can't vote if your last name doesn't match that of your birth certificate.
Mhm.
And we
You're
all mad.
married. There,
Mhm.
if you're married, now your husband votes for the family, votes for the household. You don't have a vote anymore. That take away your right to vote. So
mhm,
in this Women's
Woman
Month,
system.
Women's History Month, this is what we got going on. These are the things that we're facing as women in America. In America.
in America, we're the land of the free and the
Girl,
home of the brave.
girl,
Yeah.
girl.
Allegedly.
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 It is crazy.
Allegedly.
Legendary.
In
Oh
concept.
man. Oh,
Mhm.
I thank y'all for engaging in that. Like I said, it crossed my news feed this week. And I could not talk about it. There may be a future show about it, but it had to be discussed today. Um, Jesus Christ, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Boundaries,
Listen, you can
y'all.
always tag
Boundaries.
me on for women's issues. I'm there.
Okay.
Today we are talking boundaries, the lack thereof, the disrespect of, the enforcement of, if you will. And we're gonna get right into it. So Donna, I'm gonna call you Donna. I'm not gonna call you the other name.
Thank
Donna.
you. Listen, you can
What-
call me D. My friends call me D.
All right, that's okay. All right, so ladies, today we are talking boundaries. We are talking the enforcement of, the disrespect of, the feelings inside of creating, setting boundaries for people, family members, friends, the business relationships, jobs. Like boundaries have to be set there too.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, Donna, I'm coming to you first because I know that there was a time in both our lives where we were simultaneously setting, rearranging our lives and setting boundaries
Mhm.
for the in our lives. What is one boundary you had to learn the hard way?
Who? One boundary. I would say boundaries, setting boundaries even for a family, closest. You know what? I take that back. Setting boundaries, I would say
Take your
I'll
time.
start with we all come to the table as a person first, right? And then we're those labels, those titles, whether it's sister, mother, cousin, girlfriend, whatever the case may be, right? And sometimes we get in the way of that. We let that overcrowd who we are, our morals, our values, all of those things. And and you're in relationships, friendship, whatever, romantic relationships, whatever the relationship is, we see things being done to others and we think, never me, because it's me. I'm this to this person, I'm that to this person. This person is this or that to me. So
Uh-huh.
it could never happen to me. And then when it happens to you, you feel as though you're caught off guard. You're not. It's always been happening to you.
Right,
Right.
right, right.
It's always been there. It's always been present. It's
Yeah.
just you were not paying attention.
Yeah.
So
Now you're more aware.
exactly. But so now when I think a part of me setting boundaries was attaching morals and values to what I wanted, what I saw my life to be, and said,
Mhm.
hey, I'm not interested in that.
Don't do it.
And it hurt. It hurt to set those boundaries. It's not comfortable for the person you're setting them against, and it's not comfortable for you, but it's oh so necessary. And you
Mhm.
got to stay true to yourself, your boundaries, your morals, your values, whatever that looks like, your integrity, all of that for you is it's not easy.
No
It's
to
going to be
everything else that ain't
painful.
it.
But say that again, Tasha.
I said, and say no to everything else that ain't it.
Everything that
Just
is
say no.
not it. Nope, stay true to you.
Say no.
So that was the hardest part for me. Is
Okay.
Just
yeah,
recognizing that a boundary needed to be put in place. That's a very,
absolutely.
very good point. Symphony. How about you, Symphony?
Mine was that boundary I had to learn the hard way. That pre-conversation disclaimer.
Mm.
Always feeling like I needed to, that was hard, because I was accustomed to coming in with a disclaimer before I had to have the hard conversation, because I wanted to control how you received what I said. I wanted to make sure you were okay with my boundary, that I was establishing. And I wanted you to be okay with it. I tried to make you comfortable with my boundary, and that I had to learn the hard way that it wasn't necessary,
Mm.
because people who will respect your boundary, who respect you as a person, who appreciate you and what you do and what you give or who you are in their lives, you don't need a disclaimer with those people.
None of
No.
You
that.
don't need a disclaimer with those people. And I think you already know. I think I already knew who those people were based on the fact that I needed a disclaimer conversation prior
My,
to establishing the boundary, because I
yeah.
already knew they were going to give me pushback. I already knew they may not be okay with it. So I wanted to control the narrative. I wanted to control your reaction to me establishing this
Mm.
thing now. And so that learn the hard way that people who respect your boundaries or are okay with you having boundaries and setting boundaries, you don't need a disclaimer with those people.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a question. How did you feel providing the disclaimer prior to setting or explaining your boundaries? How did that make you feel?
The best way I can describe it is it was a level of high functioning anxiety. Like I was
It was
anxious.
necessary for you to do it so
It
that
was,
you can
it
get
was,
to where you
yeah,
need to
yeah.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, it was necessary
Yeah.
because I, again, trying to control how you feel about what I say instead
Right.
of just being
Right.
responsible for what I
Mhm.
say,
Right.
and how I say it to you.
Mhm.
I'm not responsible for how you receive it. And
No.
because you're
No.
receiving it from a place of your own history, and what I say may not even be what you hear. So
Right.
I'm trying to control, I'm trying to tell you and tell you how to receive it too. Like it's all in love. I'm
Yeah.
only telling you because I care about
Right.
you and I love you and I need to say this to you and I need to have this conversation with you, but I want you to be okay with what I'm establishing, you know? And I realized that I don't care how much I did that. I learned the hard way. It didn't matter how much I did that or what the disclaimer said. And it could be so eloquently spoken. And I feel like, oh, yeah, this is it right here. They'll receive this, this,
Mhm.
how can you argue it when I bring it to you, when I present it to you
Mhm.
so beautifully on this
Mhm.
platter, my boundary. See
Mhm.
look how good it looked, and it'll be good for the both of us. This is not just for me, it's
Trying
for
to
us.
convince. Trying to convince. Nubia, what's the one
Mhm.
thing about a boundary you had to find out the hard way?
Uh, my hard lesson in boundaries, it was the financial boundaries. Um,
Mhm.
Mm.
I am a give you the shirt off my back type of person.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I had to learn a boundary for myself. um, and that is to I don't give what I can't afford to get
Mhm.
or not receive back. Um,
Mhm.
I don't give to my detriment when it comes to my finances anymore.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, and it's because I feel like or I've learned um that some folks don't have the same respect for your
This is
possessions
the
or
privacy
your
notice info.
finances.
If they need it. Thank you. Bye bye.
What the heck is that? Weird stuff going on, guys. We're just gonna keep it moving. We'll keep it moving.
Technology is
So
the
new
technology in.
no, it's not. No, it's not. Or it is, and
Mhm.
overdoing it. So Nubia, what I'll tell you is when I first seen this question, that was my very first thought. But it was one that I learned a long time ago. Like that was something a boundary that someone gave to me when lending money. Never give away more
Never.
than you stand
Mhm.
to lose. And
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
when I thought about it, I thought about the question some more, and I said to myself, um, the the one thing that I had to learn the hard way is that I did not have, like, before I could bestow my boundaries upon anybody else, I had to make some clear boundaries with myself. Like
Mhm.
I was
Hmm.
overstepping. I was overstepping in so many areas of my life. So my
Mhm.
first fast and firm boundary was with myself. Like I had to be committed to the benefit of the doubt not being a thing for me no more. I can't
Mhm.
give anybody the benefit of anything that you are not extending to me. Um, so I guess the one that I had to learn the hard way was that I needed boundaries
Mhm.
because I teach people how to treat me. So
Right.
anything that they were
Absolutely.
crossing, any lines that they were overstepping, that shit was on me. But
Mhm.
once I learned,
Yeah.
baby,
Yeah.
I was you get a boundary and you get it. I was Oprah out here. I was Oprah out here.
Mhm.
Everybody gets a
Yours
boundary.
is mine.
Exactly, exactly. And you have people that, let me tell you, the thing that I did also learn in setting those boundaries about that disclaimer, when I stopped having that pre-conversation disclaimer with people, especially this individual, and just would come out the gate with the conversation, hey, I need to talk to you.
Mhm.
This is the situation. And I don't like it, when you do that or when you say that,
Hmm.
and blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah, blah, blah. And I didn't care about how you felt about what I said. All I know is I said what I said so that if it occurs again,
Hmm.
we'll deal with that then. And so then I became, oh, you done changed, you know.
Mhm.
So, oh, you different, oh, y'all don't know her no more. She's
And
not
we do. We should. We
she's not
absolutely
she's not
should.
the Talea she's not the symphony that y'all knew. She's not
Mhm.
the one y'all knew.
Hmm.
So have any of you experienced that different where people confuse your boundaries with an attitude now? Oh, she got an attitude.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tell me about it, Donna.
I'm actually dealing with it right now with a who we have been friends since I want to say over 25 years. And I am in a new phase of my life. I've been going through this journey for about 4 years now, with just reinventing who I am. I no longer have babies. Am I still a mother? Absolutely. Am I a wife? Absolutely. All those titles, right, that we throw on ourselves, we're attached to ourselves. But I have boundaries. I've set boundaries. You can't access me after a certain time. I'm not checking my phone. I'm not
Right.
answering the phone. My phone is most likely on do not disturb. And I'll get to it when I get to it. If it's an
Yeah.
emergency, dial 911. I can't help you.
Girl, I can't help
And
you.
and
Break
I
glass.
mean that. Yeah, I can't help you, but it's, oh, she thinks she's this. I do. I do. And anyone who respects you,
Yes.
and that means any relationship, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna start
Absolutely.
with myself. And if I respect myself, yes, I am changing. I expect our relationship to change, because
Gonna grow.
you should be evolving. You should be evolving in your personal relationship with yourself, right? And your relationship with others. Whether it's work, if you're in the same job for over 3 years, you don't want to evolve, you don't want to excel. Like, I'm not saying climb the corporate ladder. Some of us are okay, but learning something new. That's
Yeah.
how you should treat relationships, in my opinion. So yeah, I am brand new. I want to be brand new. To stay stagnant? No,
Yeah.
that's not the idea of living for me. So
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely,
And,
absolutely.
Yeah.
and rhythm.
I had somebody tell me, why is it, how do they put it? And it won't be verbatim, guys, but they basically said, why is it every time somebody gets therapy, they come back preaching about how others could benefit from therapy? Well, the fact that you're asking me this tells me clearly that you can benefit,
From
because
therapy.
Mm-hmm.
you can't even see what's good in this.
Yes.
Mhm.
Right?
Yes.
You can't see
Mhm.
what grew in this,
Mhm.
Yes.
which leads me to believe, like Donna just said, you stagnant.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You like the way it smells down there. Well, I didn't like the way
Yeah,
it
not me.
I didn't like the way it smelled. I had to come up out of it. Well,
Yes.
Right.
who was that? Sarah Jakes Roberts, come up out of that.
Yeah.
Come
Mhm.
up. You got to
Come
come
up
out
out
of
of
it.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I
Absolutely.
think therapy takes on a certain amount of accountability. When you're going through therapy, it is not a external exercise. It's always an internal exercise,
Mhm.
because the only person's actions, thoughts, feelings you have control over are your
Yes, you.
own.
Mhm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so if you are dealing with people that are stuck in it's always everybody else's, things are happening to me.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That victim
Um,
mentality.
Shit is
right.
overrated.
And things
Mhm.
do happen to us, but it's also the way that we deal with the things that happen
How we
to
Mhm.
us.
respond.
Do we
Mm-hmm.
stay stuck in that? Do we pivot?
Mhm.
Do we maneuver around? And a lot of people, when they're so familiar with that, oh, everything is happening to me and I just can't catch a break. How are you gonna make your break?
Right.
Um,
Because you gotta make your break. You
and
gotta
how and we all get discouraged at times, but then how are you coming out of that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. If you're always looking at the glass half empty, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And even that is a boundary for me.
Yep. Yep.
If
Yep.
I
I don't
see
want to
that
hear it. Yep.
every time you come to me with a problem,
Absolutely.
you
Hmm.
you going through the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, I'm gonna respectfully tell you, do you want advice or are you venting?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But there are
And
people
then
you can pay to listen to you.
right. there are people you pay to listen to. So
I'm
I'll
gonna
set.
give you two. I'm gonna give you two chances to
Well,
If
it's
I get
not only
sit
inside,
that,
right
but I
here.
wanna.
To sit right
I,
here. I'm gonna let you cry right here 2 times. That
Yeah,
third time, I'm like, what are we doing?
about the
I
same
had to
situation.
I
Yes.
had to set that boundary with my son. He's
Mm-hmm.
grown up now, and
Mm-hmm.
so he was like, "Mom, sometimes I just want you to listen. I'm just venting." And I'm like, "Well, here's my boundary. I need you to tell me that at the beginning of the conversation,
yep.
Hmm.
so I
Mm-hmm.
can fix my mind, and so I can
Yeah.
set my boundary in my brain. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
we're doing mostly supportive commentary here.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Right.
Or I don't know if that's right. But then after that, shush your mouth, girl. Cause he venting, right? But that
Right.
was again my boundary. I
right.
tell me so I could set the boundary in my brain so I shut my mouth. Or I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm in vent mode. I'm not in help you solve your problem mode or help you
Mm-hmm.
think through your problem mode.
Hmm.
Um so yeah, I think people get stuck. And even when you're dealing with those type of folks, if you don't have an emotional boundary that I'm gonna call this out and tell them, hey, this is how I'm willing to engage with this going
Yeah.
forward.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know that I have a cat?
No,
Yes.
where's the kitty?
Gr- You want her? Because I could bring her over there. New
Listen, don't is
So
wait. So I had to know: is she an orange? She an orange cat?
she is not. She is
Okay,
black, gray, undertones of brown. But she is
I
not
will
really
bring
my
her
cat.
here.
She is not really my cat.
She's not her cat.
She is my son's cat.
Oh,
I am its grand human.
oh, you're the grand human.
It lives with me all because I didn't set boundaries with.
Mhm.
That's where that was going. That
That's
was
a,
the
that's where it was going.
I've had a
um
few grand fur babies that
sure.
I didn't sanction.
So for
And
the
you know
most
why
part,
I don't have one? Because I set boundaries. There's nothing
Mhm.
alive in my house. And when they
see,
ask me about having a pet or
see,
can you come keep it or can it come over there? Even my grandson, he's a boundary. I
There's
set a
nothing
boundary with
Mhm.
him.
alive in
And
her
I don't want
house.
to be responsible for anything's eating,
child,
drinking, anything. I don't want to be responsible for. In fact,
listen.
I plan on being real irresponsible this weekend, honey. So no. I say there's not a. I don't even have a flower. I don't have to water anything in my house. I don't have to feed anything in my house but me. I don't have to worry about that. Mm-mm. Everything, every plant in my house is
Oh.
fake.
Oh
So,
my.
Stephanie, you answered the question in full. You answered the
Yes.
question,
Yes, you
but I
did.
don't like. I do struggle with the boundaries that I have with my sons. They are absolute boundaries. They can't cross them. Right. Period. But I got roped up into this cat situation. I get roped up in a bunch of things like over the years, but right now it's happening now is the cat.
Mhm.
And I probably could have said, no, y'all got to figure something out. No, she may have to go with her mom, or I don't have the right, I don't have solid boundaries
Mhm.
with these grown people.
That's
Mhm.
your boundary for the animal though. I feel like you didn't have a problem saying no. It was you're a softie when it comes to the pets.
Huh.
Mm.
Let me find out. Let me find out that I'm learning stuff about myself in this conversation.
That it might be that
Mhm.
cause I'm like take it back, but also poor baby,
A
Yeah.
poor baby.
I know
that poor animal.
as a mom to an adult, well, all three of mine are adults, but
Mhm.
that oldest one with that baby, I
Child.
know why my boundary doesn't work there. Like I don't say no about my grandson. I will be inconvenienced all night.
Mm.
I'm taking him to daycare 50 miles away. And I know why.
Yeah.
I know that's something I'm still working on, right? Like,
Okay. Okay. All right. So maybe that's what I'm doing with my
yeah, I'm still working on it.
grandkid. I'm still working on
Oh my, I'm
boundaries for my
still, yeah,
grandkid.
yeah,
Right.
Child.
yeah.
Y'all ever felt guilty for saying no?
Yeah, I did that.
Always,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
always.
I'll bring him
Hey,
over.
I
I
I hate
I have
saying
guilt
no.
ingrained. I'm the oldest of
Yes.
5. I got the first grandkids. I got it's
Mm.
just
Mhm.
so anytime I say no, everybody's feelings is extraordinarily hurt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Extraordinarily. You said
Extraordinarily.
no,
Right.
no. Yeah, no,
You
no, but no is a
you
real thing in my life now. Like it used to
yeah.
be a time where everything was yes. So
Mm.
I've gotten
Mhm.
to the point where where I'm saying no,
Yeah.
um, doesn't feel as bad anymore. And sometimes it actually feels rejuvenating.
Yes.
No, fuck
Yes.
no, hell no, no, ain't gonna be able to do it. Partner,
Unequivocally.
just
Unequivocally, no.
no,
No.
no, and it's a full sentence, and I
Nope.
Well,
appreciate.
Right.
so Symphony was saying she had to have a pep talk about her boundary before she gave it. I have to have a pep talk with me about my no before I say it because I
Uh-huh.
already know. Sometime when you're prepping your request, I already know it's a no. I know it's a no. And while you're talking, my inner self is going, so you know you have to say no, right?
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, they just said that, and I hear your heartstring, but you know you have to say
Mm.
no,
You
Yep.
right?
know you're gonna have to say no, right?
That's the back. You gotta, you know, you don't want to do that, right? So just say no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't say we'll see.
Symphony
Yeah.
Don't
spoke
say we'll think
earlier.
about it.
It's just no,
No.
just
It's just
no.
no. So
Listen,
that's me, the pep talk with me in me. We
my
have
ex
staff
told
meetings over
me
here.
my ex told me that a no is always a no. Like you can't ask any. If I say no, it's always a no. But a yes can also turn into a no.
To a no.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But my no is my no. Symphony spoke earlier to having to explain your boundaries. So
Yeah.
now you're at the point where you're just enforcing
That was
boundaries.
a
Mhm.
part of my healing, you know,
Mm.
being able to say no. And like you said, rhythm, having no being a complete sentence,
Yeah.
saying no without an explanation,
Without
a long
explanation.
Mhm.
explanation, or more explaining to convince you that my no is necessary in this situation.
Mhm.
And again, to control how you receive my no. But there
Yes.
is nothing more empowering during that process of healing than saying no and then nothing. Saying no and then nothing. That's it. That's all I got for you. No,
No.
no,
No.
without explanation. I'm not talking about it no more. The answer is no. But why? Because I said so.
Mhm.
Because I said no. That's it.
I
You
might
know?
ignore people after the no. And depending on who I'm talking to, if I say no and you question my no, and I'm speaking specifically of the male gender,
Mm-hmm.
if I say
It
no,
gets cut off.
you say, gee,
Mhm.
if I say no and you say anything beyond that no, and I have to say, you do know that no means no, right?
Yeah.
Because now I'm
Mhm.
telling you
Mhm.
that I'm looking at you out of a different angle. Because if nobody
Mhm.
ever told you no means no, for
Mhm.
somebody to be able to tell you no and you accept that no, you do know no means no. Well, what are you insinuating? I ain't I'm telling you that no means no. You shouldn't be
I'm
asking me
telling you that no means no.
Right.
no means no. No
Right.
means no.
Right.
Craziness.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Have
So
y'all
if
ever had oh go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nubia.
so I was gonna say, so when your boundary is pushed, how consistent are you with follow-up consequences?
Oh, today, incredibly. Incredible. Like no, I am not the exit. You cannot get off on me. And that go
Mhm. Yeah.
for grandmothers, maybe not so much my kids.
No.
I'm working on it, guys. I'm working
So
on
the
it.
kids are
It's something about them kids that got you by the
something
short
about
end of the
them
stick.
Right.
babies.
Right.
Yes.
But if you're not one of my kids, like I don't let anybody at work talk to me
Nope.
indifferently.
Nope.
Um, you no, it's full force, newbie, full
Mhm.
Yeah.
force strong. Period.
Absolutely.
You
0 to
mentioned
100.
you mentioned
That's
coworkers. My
Mhm.
coworkers, they mock me. They mimic me going around the office saying, "See what we're not gonna do." Because once I already say what I said, and you could continue, or you want to go further with me after I've already established the answer, and the answer is the answer, I'll tell you then. See what we're not going to do. That's what we're not going to do.
Mhm.
We're
She
not going
got
to
the
keep
right
going.
for the rail talk about what we not going to.
So, see, that's
What we're
what we're
not
not going
gonna
to do. That right there, what you're trying to do, we're not doing that.
what
I'm
we're
not
not
doing
gonna
that.
do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not
So
I'm not going back and forth.
because I know who I was and how it made me feel when I did it. You
yeah.
know, I know how it made me feel. And now I'm at this place in my life where I'm my own concern, and I'm my own priority. And because ain't nobody going to take care of me like me. Don't nobody care more about me than me, or shouldn't,
They
you know,
shouldn't. They should.
shouldn't.
Absolutely.
If that, then I need to reassess some things if somebody else is caring more about me than I do,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
people get used to this version of you, and
Mhm.
then they start expecting it every time. So at what point do you think for people that come that at what point do you think for people that comfort turns into entitlement?
Hmm.
Mm.
Um,
I say the first no. Like you've said yes to a million things. And that
Mhm.
first no that I can't believe you're telling me,
I
like it's a whole production.
Yeah, yeah,
I think it
absolutely.
it it, it turns into entitlement when um it happens to people who are the reliable one.
Hmm.
I think when you've set yourself up to be reliable, and it may be in one area. If I'm having an emergency, this is who I call. She always picks up.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is my
Even
go-to.
if the even if the emergency is of my own making and own stupidity, she always picks up. If I'm having this, she always gonna swoop in. Or this, he's always gonna show up. And then that person goes, you keep doing the same thing. I think when it gets repetitive,
Yeah.
then
Mm.
that it
Mhm.
turns to entitlement, because are we
Mhm.
not, back to what Donna was saying, are we not learning? Are we not growing?
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
And
Mm.
and for me, I try not to repeat. If I make a mistake and it puts me in a bind, I try not to repeat that same mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Same.
Or
Right.
at
Same.
least have some mitigating roadblocks in the way to not be in that same situation I was in when I
Mhm.
was in a pinch. And so for me, if I see you're not doing that planning in your mind, because everybody needs help or everybody needs someone to vent to, talk to, whatever the
Mhm.
case may be,
Mhm.
but you keep finding yourself in the same position, and then now
Mm.
I'm the go-to, the
Yeah.
bailout,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely.
especially if it's a repeat situation and I've advised you or helped you, and it's like you're not
Mhm.
learning, you're not listening. So
Mhm.
maybe, as our parents used to say, you need to bump your head a little harder
Yes.
Mhm.
so you can
Mhm.
learn the lesson. Maybe you need to
And
bump
you
your
know who do
head.
that? You know who do that? These kids.
Yeah, I was listen,
Kids.
Symphony. I was waiting respectfully for Nubia to finish. Like
These
I
kids.
literally have one person in my life who just keep overstepping.
Yeah.
And it's that kid. It's
Yeah.
the kid. Like yes, there were friends, co-workers who would consistently just call me or overstep, and now
Mhm.
that is quiet because those boundaries are in place. They are
Mm.
Mm,
Right.
quiet,
Right.
but it's that kid.
Yeah, because those kids
I'm
don't.
learning. Okay, here we go.
They
Thank you,
don't
ladies.
respect them.
I have to put him in his place.
And because you're my child, you have this sense of entitlement to
Yes.
me. All
Yes.
yes.
access to
Yes.
you
That's in
want
my
access to
mind.
my time, you want
Mhm.
access to my money, you want access to my
Exactly.
house, you
Exactly.
want all access to
My heart,
everything.
my mind, my
That's
You
it.
want it all.
soul,
They
and
want it
all.
all.
You
Right.
want it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
And
but do you think
Entitlement.
maybe we bring the entitlement on just a little bit,
I
because
do.
as
I
parents,
said it.
It's us. It's
absolutely.
we want to show up
Absolutely.
as
That's
the
why I had to set the
superhero.
boundary.
We're
Absolutely.
the
yeah.
superhero. We got the answer to
Absolutely.
everything. And so I think as we get older, we want our kids to see us as people.
Right.
which
Yes.
Right,
is kind
right.
of hard for
Right.
Because we
children
keep
to
showing
do.
up as so I'll say I had a situation on Thursday. And it was like supermom-ish,
Yeah.
right? And I knew in doing it, and I knew in making the phone calls that subsequently happened, that this was going to take me to a new level of super momdom, right? And now I'm comfortable with it because the situation called for me to have to be comfortable with it. But now in my head, I'm like, oh my God, what's next? What are they going to want next? Like, I did this thing,
Mm-hmm.
did
Mhm.
this thing, and they're going to be like, oh, y'all, she's still on the clock. She's
Yeah.
still working. I know
Mhm.
she said she was off, but she really still out here in these streets working. And so now I'm like, what's next?
Mhm.
What else are y'all gonna want from me? I don't have much more. I can tell y'all, I don't have much more.
Right. Right.
And in that
You
instance,
did.
I put my cape on, but then I shot fire a warning shot, which is, hey,
Mm,
I'm coming to save you this time. Don't do this no
Yeah.
more,
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
because
Mhm.
my cape will be retired for this particular situation. Don't do this again.
You know how many
Mhm.
Thanksgivings that was my last Thanksgiving? Ask me how
Uh,
many Thanksgivings been my
uh,
last Thanksgiving. I
But
show up.
How
doesn't
many?
I,
doesn't it do something for you though to host Thanksgiving?
so I'm
Something
gonna say,
deeper than
them kids coming to eat.
yeah.
Girl,
It
listen.
fulfills something in you.
So I will say the first year after I was like semi-empty nester, I'm like, oh, look at everybody. They're all enjoying my food. Look at him. He put a little extra chew on that.
Ah.
Yeah.
Now the following year, it was like, okay, if y'all want me to cook, everybody gotta take a dish. Everybody gotta take a dish.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This past year, it was like, okay, everybody gotta take a dish and y'all got to do my prep work. So I am weaning my way out of it and I'm handing
Mhm.
it over to
Mhm.
them. It does, D. It does.
Yeah.
There is some feel good in it, but there is also exhaustion. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thanksgiving Eve, I started at 4, didn't stop till 12, and was right back up at 4
Yeah.
going
Mm.
to the end of the
Mhm.
meal.
Yeah.
Like this,
Mhm.
Yeah.
this got to stop. This is my last Thanksgiving. They
Yeah.
be like,
But it
well, what
sounds like you put boundaries in place by, requiring that everyone bring a plate, a dish, something, and not knives and forks and plates.
So I'm doing it. I am putting
So
Yeah,
you,
boundaries.
yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at me doing
that's
it. Look at
step
me doing it, y'all.
one.
So your
Yeah, like what are
boundaries,
you talking about, right?
right? Your
I'm
boundaries
doing
aren't
it.
just words, but
Yeah,
they're you making putting in place things that will
exactly.
fulfill that required consistency
Mhm.
that's
Look at me
necessary
go.
for that boundary. I
Exactly.
yes.
Yeah,
see you, Rhythm.
yeah, I had no
So
idea.
were those people ready for like the consequences that came with those boundaries? Are
I
they taking on that responsibility?
listen, I will say, I would say, and we're talking general when boundaries are being set, and
Yes, yes.
yeah, I would say
General.
absolutely not. Like some would say that my actions came out of left
Left
field.
field.
Feel
Yeah.
I
it
didn't
was
know you felt
selfish.
Switching
They were
up.
blindsided.
yeah, I was blindsided.
Yeah.
Why
So
she being like that?
the 32 conversations, the 52 pulling of your coattails,
Yeah.
Yes.
like we just
Yeah.
going to bypass.
Yeah. That.
Y'all right, and this is
Mhm.
exactly why you are on
Mhm.
the other side of my boundary now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
clearly don't get it.
Because
You clearly
when you do that, you run the risk of losing those people. You know, you run the risk of losing. But what's more important, losing people? And this is a question, or losing yourself?
losing people.
Yeah.
You said what's more
Yeah.
important?
Yeah. Yeah. What's
Losing yourself is more
harder,
important.
losing
Oh yeah,
people or losing yourself?
yeah. I'm
Losing
not gonna
yourself
lose
is
myself. I'm not
right.
gonna
Yeah.
lose myself.
That's more important.
The way I saw it, Rhythm, y'all, is that people are replaceable. I can get other people. It's a billion and how many ever billion. I haven't done the math lately to see how many people are in the world now. But it's a whole lot of them out there. But you know how
Yeah.
many me there are?
Yes, it's just me.
It's just
There
me.
can
There's only
only
one
be
me.
one me.
If I lose
Mhm.
me, if I lose sight of me, if I'm just floating around in this world, bouncing from person, don't
Mhm.
I ain't taking care of me by
That's the
setting the boundaries and being
mm-mm.
consistent with
I
them.
have a question.
Go ahead.
Has anyone ever experienced where a boundary did work out in both parties' favor? Like everyone was just okay with you setting your boundary. Like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, yeah, this it's not a
That
problem.
that's a very interesting question.
I mean, they didn't say it like, oh, but their actions were, oh yeah,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
We
Good
can
for
see that.
you.
Yes.
So yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Nubia.
No, they have. It's boundaries that I've set with certain with my whole family. Certain family members didn't miss a beat. Got it.
Mhm.
Okay. And they adjusted accordingly. Other family
Mhm.
members seem like they want to test my boundary every time we're in contact. And then I have to remind them, hey, I asked you not to do that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Now, when you're no longer invited,
Mhm.
let's not
Right.
get to that point.
Mhm.
So I think it takes a level of maturity in the people that you're setting a boundary with. Um,
Absolutely.
Mhm.
and then if whether or not they value the relationship enough to respect
Right.
that line you drew in the sand.
Mhm.
Um, and some people just think they'll never get cut off.
Mhm.
Some people will never do.
Entitlement.
That I think some people
Mhm.
think
She would never do it to me.
Right.
she would never completely cut me off, but
She.
um
I'm her daughter.
older older
Mhm.
me is the older I get, the more my cutoff game is like, and I have no malice about it. It's just, listen,
Mhm.
I asked you not to deal with me in a certain way. You continue to want to deal with me in a certain way to keep me out of jail and off 10.
We don't
We
want
just
Nubia
not,
at the jailhouse.
Right.
no, we just
Nope.
listen, use the USAA card to get me out. That's all.
Yeah.
Everybody else knows.
Card
Um,
ending 9722. Use that one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and maybe that's because I'm that way, because I am very, if you want to be funny, I am going to be effing hilarious.
Yeah.
I will take it there. If you, I'm Cardi B. If you want to be low, I will take it to
Hey.
Hell.
molten lava, the core of
Hell.
the center of the earth. Um, if you push me,
Yeah.
and that being that, I will say that I try to handle things and set those boundaries, because once I get on that mode one, you probably not gonna want to talk to me no more. No way.
Mhm.
Anyway.
You gonna be like, nah, she cut to the bone that time because I told you to quit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I asked you nicely. I asked
Yeah.
you
I
nicely.
asked you
Yeah.
nicely.
Yep. Yep.
So I have one of those situations, Nubia, where this person probably did not think that they could be cut off like a very close familial relationship. And I set a boundary. It was hard, firm, and fast. I didn't speak about it once. I had conversations individually with the other parties that were involved and with this person in particular because our relationship was closer. She had multiple conversations to understand why it had to be the way that it was going to be. Um, and not even for her to understand, but just to gain some understanding so she could see where I was coming from. And the very next opportunity that she had to cross that boundary, she did. I am
Mm. Mm.
floored. I am floored because of the relationship, because of its
Mhm.
business. I am floored. And also because up to that point in our relationship, you never had to worry about disrespect from me. If you set a boundary, I absolutely
Mhm.
followed it key and step.
Mhm.
So I'm floored.
The
And
easiest you can do is respect someone. I think that's
that's
the
it.
Hmm.
easiest
Yeah.
thing.
That's it.
Easiest. Respect what I'm saying. You may not understand it. You may not like it. Just respect
Hmm.
it. It's the
That's
easiest
all
thing.
I'm asking. That was all I was asking. And she was like,
Mhm.
no. The
Mhm.
way I heard it, let me tell y'all how I heard it. girl, fuck you and your boundaries. That's what I heard. So if it's fuck me, then you know it's fuck you. And that's
Mhm.
exactly how I moved. And that was
Mhm.
8 years ago. And I ain't turned
Mhm.
back. Like all is forgiven. I don't
Mhm.
hold no grudges. But I could not trust this person again. Like
Mhm.
with
Right.
anything, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mhm.
I couldn't trust it. So the relationship would be totally different. And under the circumstances where it would be so much different, I don't want it at all.
Right.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right.
I don't want it at all. So everybody, with the understanding that everybody doesn't deserve access to you, should access be tiered?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My spouse don't get the same access as my children, don't get the same access as my close friends, don't get the same access as my colleagues.
Mm,
Everybody is where they are with me. Everybody gets, we had this conversation before Rhythm about, I feel like everybody should get the authentic me, the
right.
real me. 100% you have me, who I am at my core. Everybody gets that. But everybody don't get access to all of
Yeah.
me.
Not the
You know,
vulnerability, not
Mm,
the
right.
no, no. My
sensitivities.
colleagues,
No,
nah. You
no.
don't even have my personal phone number. You got my
No.
desk number. So how could you possibly have access to
Did
me
you
like
say your desk?
you get my desk number? You have my desk number. That means you contact me between 7 a.m. and
At
4:30 p.m.
4:30 p.m.
I love it. I
After
love
that, you
it.
don't have access to me. So that's tiered. You're
Yes.
you're at the bottom of my tier, you know.
Mhm.
Lord have
But
Mhm.
mercy.
them, my spouse or my significant other and my children and my
Mhm.
mother and my all of them, they have a different level of access to me.
Mhm.
My mom can call me whatever time she feel like calling me. She'll
Mhm.
call me whenever she feel like it. And I'm gonna answer every time. My mama's
Okay.
70 something years old. I don't know what's going on, at
Mhm.
different times of the day. So if she called me, I'm gonna answer every time. You know.
Mm,
I tell them children though, at after 10 o'clock, my phone is on do not disturb. It's at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
So it's on do not disturb at 10 o'clock. My daughter, she's the boundary crosser. It's her. It's her.
habitual. Habitual.
Every time. She gonna
Habitual
cross my
line
phone.
stepper.
She'll text me, Mom, I hate to have to ask you this again. Mom, I hate to, blah, 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 blah.
You
But
gonna
then
hate
you
it.
go ahead and do it. As much
Yeah,
as you
you gonna
hate
hate
to do
it.
it,
Right. You don't hate it.
you're gonna do it every time. You're gonna do it every time.
Mhm.
You might know you
Entitlement.
wear it now, but you know that
Entitlement.
you don't hate it.
Entitlement because you answer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And because I and it's my own fault because I've made it easy for them.
Mhm.
I've made it easy for them to do it like that. And people who find it easy for themselves, then they'll come in and just take advantage of it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So then I
everything.
got to set a
I've
boundary for the
never
boundary.
met an inch that didn't want a yard. I've
Yeah.
never met.
Never.
Try to give her an
I'm
inch
gonna
and
have to
she gonna want to
steal
be a
that one.
cowgirl.
Right, you're gonna lasso it in, huh?
So,
Right.
all right. So now we've set these boundaries. We are enforcing these boundaries, and the pushback is afoot. So,
Mm.
do you find that those who are given the most pushback are the ones who were the ultimate line crossers?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
It's you.
Absolutely.
And sometimes if you thought that they weren't, just the pushback will reveal some things to you about the individual
Mhm.
you dealing with.
Yeah.
It's going to
Yeah.
reveal to you, oh, see, I may not have even recognized how you benefited from me not having boundaries.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And now that
Exactly.
you don't have access like that anymore, now I'm getting
Now you
pushback.
mad.
You don't get what you want no more. When you
Mhm.
want it no more.
Exactly.
How you want it no more. And you're not considering me. You're just considering yourself and where you could take advantage of me. You know,
Right.
or where I
Mhm.
made your life easier by being who I was to you. You
Right.
know,
Mhm.
but now you at that point where that don't work for you no more. So you giving me pushback. Hey, that's when you see you got attitude now.
Yeah. Look at you.
Mhm.
Look at you.
Change.
To yourself.
Mhm.
Nana, why do people Donna, why do people push the hardest when you're changing?
Why do people push the hardest? I didn't hear the
When
last part.
when you're changing.
When you're changing, because it's uncomfortable. It's not to their benefit,
Hmm.
right? It's something that they don't recognize. It's something foreign. You're not who you used to be. You're not who you show up as. When in previous moments and previous situations. So it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They don't like it.
Nubia, why do they push back the hardest when you're changing?
Um, I think it's because the version of you that you were was easier for them. It was more convenient. Sometimes adjusting to someone in your life changing or putting a boundary means you have to change, grow, stretch. And the if you're not willing to do that, that I'm gonna push back against that. If if you're saying, okay, I've crashed my car 3 million times and now you don't want to help me with my deductible this 3 million and one. How dare you make me pay attention to how I'm driving?
Mm, mm,
Well,
mm.
ma'am, it's your car. You must take care of it. You're the one driving. Care for your life, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I apply that across the board in a lot of ways, and it has stressed some relationships in my life because when it comes to the kids in my family, I do the most.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am the auntie, I am the granny, I am the one that, oh, nobody, oh, they can't get it, she gonna get it.
She
And
is.
um some of the parents have pushed that to their advantage, and I've had to,
They
hey, you're
know.
not gonna use these kids to manipulate me.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Um and I'll call you and say, auntie is sorry, but mommy, daddy, whoever should have planned a little better. Auntie can't do it.
You
So
Um
know,
I sorry.
Rhythm,
Yeah.
you in me being on my self-awareness journey, um what sticks out in my head is a comment you made about me setting boundaries and people not being okay with it. About be prepared to lay up
mhm,
symphony for people not to be okay
okay with
with
it.
your boundaries, and you don't have to be okay with not being okay with your boundaries, so like expect that resistance.
Yeah.
And I look for it now. Like, I'm gonna see how you let me see how you gonna act when I say this. Let me see what your body do. Are you
Mhm.
tensing
Hmm.
up? Are you bracing yourself, or are you relaxed and welcoming? Like, I love that for you, sis. Or I love that for you, babe. That's healthy. I like that about you. That's important. I see how it makes you feel. Da 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 da. Do that. That's good. But everybody ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, and I ain't
Now,
worried.
do you find that that's easier to do with newer relationships, meaning new people that are coming to your life versus existing
Absolutely.
relationships?
So new
Absolutely.
people don't got a chance. New
Yeah.
people don't like them people who are like former life, grew up life, they had to be baby stepped into the program.
Uh-huh.
New people, my foot is on the gas.
Yeah. Foot on neck, apply pressure.
All right.
Apply pressure.
Apply pressure.
Sometime I'm gonna give you a no just to see how you gonna react, so I know
Yeah,
how I can act.
Yeah.
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 Because
So,
ultimately those boundaries start with you, right?
yeah,
You
Mhm.
yeah,
know what your boundaries are and you can enforce them easily with new people, I think.
yeah, yeah. My foot is
Well,
on
you
the
get to
gas.
try
Like
them
y'all,
out. You get to try
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
Mhm.
stance
I
on
use
that
it right
Exactly.
no, and
here.
then like
That's
Yes.
why I tell people try those boundaries out on new
if
people.
New
yeah,
people.
You
it's
know?
Yes.
minimal
A
fallout
test
because they
And
knew
run.
go back.
anyway.
Go
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
grandmama. Grandma, I ain't like what you did.
Or test it out at a restaurant with a waitress or a waiter, or out in public,
Mhm.
customer service or whatever. Test
Mhm.
those
Mhm.
boundaries out.
My
Practice
God.
it.
My God. Listen, y'all. uh, I appreciate y'all being a part of this conversation. At the end of the day, um, we have to do what's best for us. Do not be frightened by boundaries and enforcing them. So, Symphony said it. Uh, it was the last thing you said about be prepared for
Yeah.
the fallout
Right.
of having boundaries. And at this point, I believe that I may have a script when I'm talking to my good friends,
Uh-huh.
because I'm sure I told Donna the same thing. Like, be
Hmm.
prepared for the fallout. People are gonna. Sometimes it's the trash taken out itself, and it's okay, and then other times it is people that you wouldn't even expect. Like,
Right.
we
Right.
was down like Brown, and
Right.
because I pivot just a little bit, because I make a turn in my own life and my own well being. This how you acting?
Right.
Okay,
Right.
this one going to hurt.
That's what we doing.
It's almost like a funeral.
Right.
Yeah.
But it
And
also
sometimes you will mourn
exposes,
that
Mhm.
relationship.
Absolutely.
right. I
Absolutely.
think it
Absolutely.
also exposes relationships that are transactional versus
Mm.
reciprocal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
Absolutely.
if you're in a reciprocal relationship, I think those people do not challenge a boundary. They try to adjust because
Hmm.
they're feeding this relationship just like you are, versus
Right.
the people that are just attached to you for what they get from you or
Yeah.
what you
What you can
bring to their
provide.
life. When you set
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
boundary, you're subtracting from them, and so now
Mhm.
yes, they're very upset.
I got to react to that. I got to react.
Mhm.
It's almost like I have bad behavior
Mhm.
toward
It's
you.
like you took the dollar out of my bank account. What?
Lord,
Hmm. Hmm.
the mercy. Well, listen, ladies, we're gonna move into Asher Pass. If y'all got a couple seconds to run through Asher Pass, and then we're gonna get y'all out of here. So if you haven't done Asher Pass before, um, it is a Spitfire statement based round segment that we give a statement. You either ash it or you pass it. Ash means that you agree with the statement, right on. Let's get jiggy. But if you're passing on it, it's a no, never, thank you, but no thank you.
Right.
You guys
Right.
good?
Y'all
All right,
ready?
ask your
Yes,
pass. People who get mad at your boundaries were benefiting from the lack of them. Ash your pass.
that's an ash.
Ash.
Absolutely a ash. You don't owe everyone an explanation for your boundaries. That is
Ash.
Ash it.
That's an ash.
some relationships only work because you overextended yourself.
That's also an
Ash.
Pass.
ash.
Ash.
I don't like the
Pass.
amount of ashes that's going on in this
That
world.
is an ash for
That's
some
Right.
an
relationships.
Right. If you have to keep
Wait, repeat
explaining,
the question because I clearly said pass. So
nope.
repeat, repeat.
Some relationships only work because you overextended yourself.
Oh yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Ash.
And if you have to keep explaining your boundaries, they're not being respected.
Ash.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna smoke on that one. Sorry, y'all. There is also a space where you can smoke on it, where you're not too sure if you can ash it, but you're not totally sold on passing it. It's a smoke area. I'm gonna smoke on that one. I ain't gonna tell you 1,000 million times, but you might get a couple. Like, I gotta repeat myself because maybe you didn't hear me the first time, and maybe the second time is because you didn't want to, and the third and final time I'm gonna say it, and you either gonna respect it or I'm gonna be on my good foot. So I'm gonna smoke on that one.
I'm a smoke
Okay.
on that one only because sometimes, especially when we're new to setting boundaries, uh, we may not be communicating them clearly.
Effective.
We
Effectively.
may not be laying out what exactly the boundary is. We may be
Hmm.
communicating that don't don't disrespect me, but really what I'm telling you is don't yell, don't raise your voice.
Right,
But
right.
I said don't
Mm.
disrespect me, and now you
You
don't
still
know.
yelling. You still
You
yelling.
still yelling, and I'm like, I told you, don't disrespect
Respectfully,
me.
I'm
Yeah.
respectfully yelling at you.
Yeah.
Right. It's just, did we define it correctly? Are we
Mhm.
communicating it correctly? So I
Right,
think
right.
there's a
Mhm.
little
So
area
you can smoke
for.
on that. You can
Okay.
smoke on that.
I'm going to smoke on that.
Growth will cost you. Growth will cost you people who were comfortable with the old you.
Ash that.
I'm
Ash.
gonna ask that.
Being too available lowers your value over time.
Mm, God.
I'm gonna
Ash.
pass on
I,
that.
I'm a pass. Yeah.
Okay.
Pass.
Okay. I'm interested in one or the other of y'all's perspective.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, repeat the
Being
being
too
too available.
available
Mhm.
lowers your value over time.
So, trying to think of a scenario.
Like those people who
I think.
call you over and over and over
Well,
again.
I
They know you
think
coming.
defining being too available, right?
Hmm.
You're available for what you want to be available for,
Hmm.
right? It doesn't, for me, I don't think it adds value or devalue who you are. I think you just choose what you want to be available. Now, it doesn't say to the same person, a set group of people. Who are
Okay.
you available to,
Okay.
That's
right?
I
fair.
guess if you look at it that way, because that's
Yeah.
not
I
the
think
way
you can
I,
choose
Yeah,
who you're available to.
yeah.
And I think only if
that's
you choose who you're available to.
I agree.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm
I
getting
think if you're choosing to be available and
Yeah.
that's all right in your spirit and you're
Hmm.
just available,
Hmm.
then it's
Right.
okay. Now it
Hmm.
comes when you're feeling like you're obligated,
Yeah.
when you
You
can't
know.
say
that's too
no,
much. Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see y'all changing
then
the
yes. Right.
changing the statement, but no.
Right.
Right.
I think it's who
So I
you're
think it's in
available.
your intention or how you feel
Exactly.
about it.
Ask your
Absolutely.
past. Some people don't love you, they love your access.
Uh,
Ash.
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 And the
Ash.
last but not least, protecting your peace will always offend someone.
Choir.
Ash.
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 'Cause
It's gonna offend
that's
somebody.
the
It's gonna
intention.
offend
That
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
Yeah,
somebody.
intention.
you're trying to weed out
That is the
the
Yeah.
intention.
weeds. Hmm.
I love it. This has been a
Hmm.
great show, but we've now come to that point in the show that we like to call the final draw.
Uh-oh.
Boundaries aren't about pushing people away, they're about choosing yourself, sometimes for the first time. And yeah,
Mhm.
it's going to feel uncomfortable. People will question you, some will misunderstand you, some will
Mhm.
walk away. But understand this: anyone who only valued you when they had no limits was never valuing you in the first place.
Mhm.
So if protecting your peace feels like betrayal, maybe it's not betrayal. Maybe it's just the first time you stopped abandoning yourself. And that's where the real growth begins. Until
Period.
next time, y'all, keep your circle intentional, your energy protected, and if you're lighting up with us, not today, but any other
Not today.
lighting
Later
up,
on.
keep the ash steady and the influence earned.
All
Absolutely.
right.
Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for
All
having
right.
me.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.
Absolutely. Thank you guys.